The Heartworm Park, a tower that is just about to be finished, and the Tony Oriole. So this is New Trentner Architects, and this is AM2N. And just in between these, there's this in-between space that is really an in-between space by the side of these buildings. And I'm just astonished that this is also was already addressed, that there's so much attention given to the skyline and so little to these spaces that are actually in between. And actually just last week I asked the commission, there's an urban commission deciding on names of squares. So when I wrote the article, I inquired, and they said no one has ever asked that this space had a name. And so I asked again last week, so what happened? And so she said they've consulted this issue twice, but they have decided that this space between these two towers is just a path, an alleyway with some remaining area around it. They do not think it is this, or which is probably correct, but so not every little piece of land needs to be a square or a plaza by name. But so there is also really no effort to consider these areas at the base of these tall buildings, high-rises, plazas or squares. And so just in contrast quickly, so the grand example of the Rockefeller Center is not only a representation of the Rockefeller's family power in height, it's also the public space that is a representation of their wealth and influence. And it's not only the size. When I say, why doesn't the Prime Tower have a plaza, or there's not really much space there, but why does no one think of a plaza when they design these tall buildings? People in Zurich say, oh, it will be windy, it will just be cold, it will just be too big. But it needs a program. It doesn't just need a void, right? So this, I think, no one says this is a windy space. This is a public space. And then even the Seagram building that we saw before, it's much smaller, but there's many different things happening there. And it's even a place where you can actually step back and appreciate the building. It's even a platform for the building to be looked at. So I'm going to wrap up. So this skyline obviously is something that will always be on our minds and we will be concerned with. There's always these everyday uses that happen at the base, on the ground, and that are just as important for the city. And so, just to the conclusion. So if the future of urban development is among the many aspects to be considered in verticality, we must learn to better understand what it means to connect the earth and the sky. We must focus discussions not only on the image or the skyline, but on the ground, literally and metaphorically, on the social and urban foundations. And do we have to say yes or no to skyscrapers? I think in Zurich, people have already said yes, but we have to, if we say yes, we have to talk about the how, because saying yes is not enough. And then to end this intervention, the most important lesson of the Eiffel Tower might be that we need to think of it as a bridge that connects the earth and the sky, as Roland Barthes has suggested in his seminal essay of 1964. And it is a suggestion to bridge the earth and the sky that we should honor when we are thinking of the high-rises of today. Thank you.
Je vais inviter les trois intervenants à prendre place pour que vous puissiez peut-être leur poser quelques questions.